Oh, hi, Kristi. I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, Denise. How are you?
Good. We're on plan B for getting this done, but we're going to do it. And
That's
even
okay.
if we don't, I'll have the information and I can go on and share it. Okay.
No worry.
Well, congratulations. I hear that you're already on the charts with your new book that just launched today. Tell us about the book, where it's at, and what gave you the inspiration to write this book.
Okay. So my book, my inspiration came from my son. So my son has had a lot of things going on in his life at a young age because he was a twin. So he had a lot of different struggles and challenges. And, he had everything from a helmet for plagiocephaly. He had torticollis. So he was in therapy since the age of, well, actually under 3 months old. He had problems walking, and so he would trip. And so he wore sure steps on his feet to help him. And he, has just overcome so much in his young life. And to look at him and see all of his growth just makes my heart smile. But the reason behind writing this book was because, I saw how kids would kind of and make fun of him, the way he walked and the way he talked, things like that. And I feel like this book really helps kids show that they don't know where someone's starting point is, and they don't know what an individual is truly going through. Mm-hmm. So this book helps to show them, that if someone talks differently or walks differently, they might have gone through a lot already in their lifetime to get to the point that they're at and still be able to progress. So it's kind of one of those books where, it really shows kids that it's okay not to be perfect. No one's perfect, right? And that being unique is beautiful. And I just think it's also a great opportunity for children, parents, everyone to really get together and discuss, disabilities with your child. It's not easy to discuss things. When he was little and he was in his helmet or he was in his sure steps, people would point and say, "What's that?" And, that's a learning opportunity for a child. So I feel that, when my kids see something that they might not understand, I stop and I say, you know what, this is probably what this child, has, what's going on. But let me tell you what strengths I bet this child has. So, it's about seeing all the beauty that surrounds students with disabilities and what they're capable of. And, we shouldn't see the glass half empty. We should see it half full. And it's just so many of my students have, so many strengths that get overlooked. They're artistic, or they're able to sing well, or they're awesome at building or creating. And, this book helps to show that, someone might have a little bit of trouble with this area, but guess what? They can do this really well. So it's a great, great book. And I'm so proud of it.
Well, when I hear the backstory for authors, this is why I love doing this. It just makes it so much more powerful for people buying the book to know why that author was inspired to write that book. And your story just brings tears to my eyes, because as a parent, when you witness that, that's the ultimate, but you also have the teacher hat that goes with it too. And you see this often. And I think that's one of the reasons why when teachers write these books, they're so powerful, because they have witnessed them on a daily basis. And
absolutely. And my son has a diagnosis, and I don't often share his diagnosis because I feel like that's his story to tell one day. Mm-hmm. But, with his diagnosis and with the children that I work with, they have different diagnoses and things like that. I've just learned that they just amaze me with things that they can do, and just the gifts that they really have been given. even the simple gift of being able to love you unconditionally, and you feel that love and you're able to reciprocate that back because it's just so strong. So I just feel that, you know, I'm just so happy that this is going into place. And like you said, as an educator, I did this in the back of my book, there's empathy exercises. And I did this with a 6th grade classroom. And it was amazing to see those children when they had to perform the exercises, you know, where they couldn't see when they were doing the exercise, or they couldn't, you know, they had one hand behind their back and had to try to perform the exercise. It was amazing that they really did understand, wow, I really need to have patience for this person. This isn't easy. Or I need to have compassion for this person because this task is so much harder doing it this way. Right. And so I really, you know, I've seen it firsthand, and I feel like this is a real great tool for teachers too in the classroom.
Yeah, well, it's on Amazon. It's been posted everywhere. Kristi and I share the same publisher. Both of us were legacy authors with her in Women Who Shine, that became a #1 international best-selling book on Amazon in 23 categories on August 25th. And we both, I've seen from reading your story, which appears in this book, Women Who Shine, and Kristi's story is so important as an educator, because she's talking about the light that we exude towards people that makes them feel validated and makes them feel important and makes them keep trying. And she and I both wrote stories around that. My story actually has a student that actually is the impetus for my first children's book, which is in the final design stage now. So Kristi and I share a lot in common here with why we're doing what we're doing. I have such admiration for you, because you're still working full time doing this. And yes. I can only imagine how juggling that is, but you have no idea the impact that that's going to make. And this book sounds like it's exactly what's needed, because kids just don't stop and think, where did their story start and what have they actually been through? So what would you tell, what major lesson is behind this book for you?
Well, I think that one of the lessons is that, like I said before, it's not easy to discuss disabilities, but for parents, for teachers, don't be one of those people that shushes it and says, shh, shh, shh. Stop. What I do with my kids when they have a question or they don't understand, you know, what could be wrong with somebody, stop, tell them, you know what, this is what's wrong with this person, but they can do this, this, and this wonderfully. And, you know, just helping to see that, and just teaching that being unique is okay. There's not one way to look. You know, there's any way to be beautiful. If you look at my cover, she has her little Sure Steps on. In the book, she also has, at one point, she has her little helmet on for the plagiocephaly. So it's okay to be different. It's okay to have glasses. It's okay, you know, with weaknesses, you also have strengths. And so, you know, basically this book is, I can tell you a million reasons why I wrote it, really, literally, but it's mainly for acceptance, inclusion, empathy, compassion, love, and kindness. There's also kindness activities in there too. So it's just a really beautiful book.
Yeah. So what's ahead for you? Are you going to be doing maybe more books?
Yes, I actually have another children's book coming out in October, I believe. Wow. October. And this book is, I'm extremely proud of, because it's also dealing with kindness. It teaches, you know, children, you know, what to do when they're in a situation that they don't know how to handle. So a little bit of conflict resolution, but it's also full full of language activities and learning activities for young children. So it's really amazing. A lot packed in there.
So this is something that you're going to be continuing to do for quite some time. You kind of sounds like you're kind of on the same trajectory as me.
I love it. And you know, honestly, with everything going on with COVID and things like that, I feel like these books are also helpful. Children have, you know, not really had the opportunity to socialize and have not really had the opportunity to, you know, parents are sometimes, and they can utilize these materials to do a lot of follow-up activities too. And I think that's really wonderful as well.
Oh, I'm just so excited for you. I just had to bring you on here, even though we've had a little tech issue, and I'll have to figure that out. I just think it is so important that we share these books, share these stories, and as educators, you know, we have a wisdom that we really shouldn't hide. About what kids need, and we know what stories aren't out there that we think would be life-changing for them. And I think, Kristi, it'll be as life-changing for the caregivers too that are reading the story. It will. Because
it will.
They didn't grow up with this knowledge either. So
now, yeah, it really came from the heart. It came from a heart. There was lots of tears writing it. I want to give a shout out to Chloe Helms because her pictures are just amazing. When I first saw them, I was just bawling my eyes out because I could just, you know, she's just so good.
Chloe is my illustrator too. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did not. I did not. She's phenomenal.
She's amazing. Yeah. And it's amazing because she drew the little boy, and in my story, I found his class composite looks just like him. I said, there's no accidents. There's no.
Wow. Yeah.
She had never seen it. So, yeah. So, well, anything else you want to share with us today? I'm just so excited for you, and everybody's buy these books for gifts. I'm just encouraging people with Christmas coming up. Oh my goodness. You know, they'd be.
I know. And that's, and you know, the great thing about this book is it's great for teachers. It's great for paras. It's especially great for speech therapists, occupational therapists, OTs, you know, any counselors, anyone who's made a difference in your child's life. I feel like that, you know, this with a little note inside is like waterworks, you know? Yeah. So I feel that it's a great gift, and it's a great gift for children to have as well.
Well, thank you for coming on today, and thank you for your patience as I tried to figure out why something that worked this morning wasn't working this afternoon. So,
well, thank you, and good luck on your book as well. I can't wait to read it too.
Oh, it'll be fun. I just love the fact I always dreamt of collaborating with other people and sharing each other's and promoting each other, and this is exactly what's happening through this Inspired Impact book series. So I hope people will get both Kristi's Women Who Empower and Women Who Shine, and also her new book that came out today. And I have the link on there. So thank you, Kristi. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.